the vibrancy of Chicago's predominantly Hispanic Pilsen neighborhood. This area has long been a first stop for many immigrants. Chicago is a sanctuary city, meaning local authorities do not cooperate with immigration and customs officials, generally allowing immigrants to live and work freely. The Trump administration threat to release thousands of illegal immigrants detained at the Mexican border into these cities across the country comes as little surprise to the Resurrection Project, a community group in Pilsen.
I think the administration has put in a lot of pressure to sanctuary cities. They've threatened to take away federal funding. They've threatened to do all these things, and sanctuary cities have actually stood up to the administration. So I actually see this just as another kind of attack that sanctuary cities are going to stand up to.
The threat from President Trump follows a surge in the number of Central American families seeking asylum at the southern border. More than 100,000 migrants were apprehended at the border in March. Rosalba Pina is an immigration lawyer in Chicago. She fears an already overburdened system would struggle to cope with a further influx. She's also quick to point to the benefits of being a sanctuary city.
It has been documented that in localities where the local police acts along with ICE as an enforcement component of immigration laws, people are less prone to report crimes. They're less prone to cooperate with enforcement when an investigation is taking place. And I believe that a society where you have a distinct separation of duties between local police and federal ICE officers, I think it's most beneficial to protect the society as a whole.
Following the comments by President Trump, many of Chicago's politicians have been quick to defend Chicago's status as a sanctuary city. The mayor, Rahm Emanuel, responded to the threat by saying that Chicago will always be a welcoming city.
Congressman Danny K. Davis is also dismissive of the threat.
You know, I think that's one of the most ridiculous things that I've ever heard, especially the way in which it was couched. It sounds like playground retribution. You just wouldn't expect this to come from the President of the United States.
Administration lawyers are said to have rejected the idea of releasing migrants into sanctuary cities, calling it legally unfeasible. Though Trump himself insists it's still a possibility. So it's unclear what happens now. But it would appear Chicago for now is unfazed by the prospect. Dan Williams, CGTN, Chicago.